Yo guys, hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Danny. Today we're gonna talk about the Dragon Hair Sign God's Hero system. Along the adventure on the continent of Adentia, you will need companions that fight alongside you. In Dragon Hair Silent Gods, other than you player characters, there are also hundreds of the heroes for you recruit and develop. Um, you can deploy up to 5 companions in each battle. This video will walk you through a few topics including the heroes categories, roles, basic attributes, and the most important part is where you can get them. First, heroes can be categorized by the element types, including the fire, ice, necrosis, radiance, lighting, and poison. Guys, just pick up which you want most. Heroes skill of different element type can deal the associated element damage. As the most heroes have the exclusive roles mechanics based on their elements. Every two heroes will often have synergy effects as well. More details on the one as in the hero role section video comes later. Well, then, some of my friends have asked some question about the element affinity. Let's talk about this. One of the most fascinating settings in the season 2. While in the combat, based on the deployed heroes of your adventure tier, an element affinity effect can be triggered. And if that case, your team will get the enjoy additional attribute bonus. What? You ask me how trigger element affinity effect. Damn it, you really come to the right guy. The 6 elements are split in the 2 groups. Among the 5 deployed heroes, there are at least 3 heroes with elements of the same group. The associated element affinity effect will become active. Then you can kick your enemy ass with a series of silky combo. Mention the 100 of heroes separate into 8 roles. Among them 6 roles exclusive to each element respectively. As 4 defensive and support, the general roles are present for each element type. Fire Wild. The fire element has exclusive mechanics. Some fire heroes have this mechanic. Upon using a skill, there is a 30 chance to trigger an effect to increase the skill damage the time to the 120. The skill of some the heroes have this effect, with the skill of some heroes can even extend the wild effect to the entire team to trigger defensive effect. For example, the passive the skill of Flora. This
The very day I sensed the god of rebirth, I handed
This
over
passive
what
skill
remained
of
of my
Flora.
life. Such erudition.
30% after casting the skill is successful increases the damage of the skill to 120%. When an ult triggers, they will throw familiar with the automatically cast a fireball. Next, ice, frost. The element ice has an exclusive mechanic. Some ice heroes have this mechanic. Some skill of the ice heroes will be enhanced with the impact of target inflicted with frost. The skill of some of these heroes can inflict the frost of enemies. With the skill of the some heroes can even enhance the frost effects of the entire team of trigger. The derivative effects, for example, the passive skill of Twitter. This.
Freezing is the best preservation method.
Turns the battlefield in the freezing place to the make enemies inflicted with frost triggers additional effect. Next, necrosis, summon. The necrosis element has exclusive mechanic. Some necrosis heroes have this mechanic. Summons undead creatures to assist in combat. The skills of some of these heroes can summon units. With the skill of some heroes can enhance the summoned units, triggers the derivative effects of even sacrifice the summoned units. For example, ultimate skill of Leverance.
The taste of death. It's so very wonderful.
The Lady of the Dark Ruins sacrifice friendly summoned units of deal massive necrotic damage. A skill damage scale of the more units sacrificed. Next, Radiance Rally. Radiance element has exclusive mechanics. Some Radiance heroes have this mechanic. Some skills used by targets affected by rally and enhanced by this work in the course of the rally status. The skills of some of these heroes can apply rally on themselves and teammates, when the skills of some heroes can trigger additional effects when they are used on allies already affected by rally. For example, ultimate skills of Elvis. This guy.
Don't delude yourself into thinking we are enemies.
When applying buffs on aliens, you can apply the same buffs on more ally affected by rally at the cost of the rally status. Next, lighting, Dauntless. The lighting element has exclusive mechanics. Some lighting heroes have this mechanic. These heroes are good in using their basic attacks and eliminating enemies. Their fast combos of basic attacks can deal massive damage on synergy. The skill of the sum of heroes can apply specific status on elements enemies, but the basic attacks on Dauntless heroes can trigger additional effects, while some other skills can even increase the attack speed of these Dauntless heroes. For example, the ultimate skill of Vani. Vani increases the attack speed on Dauntless allies. This. Next, last, Poison. Poison, the element has exclusive mechanic. Some poison heroes have this mechanic. For example, every 5 seconds, deal poison derivative damage based on the max HP percentage of the target inflicted with poison. The skill of some of these heroes can apply poisons on enemies, while some other skill can even trigger the poison damage. On inflict additional effect on the target affected by poison. For example, the passive skill of the ally. This. Passive skill of the ally is the forest resident. Use additional poison derivative damage and enemies inflicts with poison. This. Also, some of these heroes can use raw damage and defense and support. Defense in the general role that applies to heroes' various element types. The roles of this role are good at tanking damage and protecting other heroes on the same team. Support. This is a general role that applies to heroes' various element types. Heroes of the role are good at enhancing the combat power of aliens, reducing the combat power to enemies. For example, this pose, this defense, and support is, for example, this Pelosia. She can get shield and defense up.